Okay, we're going to continue with the chapter 2 material by looking at formulas. All right, so let's go ahead and do all three of those since there's just three of them. Right, on one of them, you're given the formula for perimeter, and you're given that the perimeter is 56 and that the width is 8, and they want you to find the length. So notice you can plug in for P, it's 56. You know W is 8. So you can plug that in and notice you just have a single variable left. So you'll be able to solve that. So we have 56 equals 2L plus 16. Now you're trying to get L by itself and it's on the right side. So you might find it helpful to interchange the two whole sides. So we can just switch these around so that the variable is in its usual spot. Then I can take away the 16 from both sides. And that leaves me with 2L equals 40. And then I can divide by 2 on both sides. And I wind up with L equaling 20. And that's all there is to it. Now, perimeter would have been in a unit like feet or something. They didn't put the units. But if this had been feet and this had been feet, then this would have been feet. Okay? All right, so that's problem number 17. Okay, on problem number 18, you're being asked to rearrange a formula. So that's like this. So on this one, we're given this formula. Remember, capital and lowercase letters matter, so pay attention to how they're written. You're solving for t, which means you want the formula rearranged so t is on a side by itself. So first thing I'm going to do, since the variable I want to solve for is on the right, I'm going to interchange the two whole sides. Then t is what I'm trying to get by itself. So I'm going to divide by PR here, divide by PR here, because P and R are being multiplied by the t. So if I divide by P, divide by R, that'll knock out those letters, and I'll have just t equaling I divided by PR. Okay? And then 19 is just like that. It's just a different formula. So we have A equals P, and that's a 1 plus NR, and we're trying to solve for the N. Always circle the letter you're trying to solve for. Now, I'm going to interchange the two sides because the letter I want to solve for is on the right. And it's easier, I think, when you look at it to know what to do next. That's what I'm trying to solve for. Now, anytime we have parentheses, we typically distribute, so let's go ahead and do that. So this would be P plus P and R equals A. Okay. And remember what you're solving for is the N. So you've got to get rid of this, this, and this. So this problem right here, sometimes you just can't see what to do, but really it's almost like you have 5 plus 5 times n times 2. I'm just randomly putting things in there just to give you a feel for what this is really saying. So it's saying something like this, okay? And so you can look at this one and you would have no trouble knowing to subtract 5, right? So over here, I'm going to subtract the p. Let me erase that so you don't think I'm dividing there. I'm going to subtract the p, get rid of it first. The difference is over here, we have just numbers, where here we don't know what those are, so we can't get rid of them. So we're going to have P and R equals A minus P. Okay. So the N is what we're solving for, and this P and this R being multiplied. So I'm going to divide by P, divide by R on both sides. That'll knock out the P and knock out the R, and we'll be left with what we want, N, and watch your capital and lowercase. That would be your final answer. Okay. And I want to look at one more that comes from the slope unit, because we're having a lot of trouble with something that's really that very skill. On problem number 32, you're asked to find the slope And what they do is they give you an equation that's in standard form. Okay. So your job really is like, if an equation starts out like this, we can change it so it's like this. Okay. Then that's the slope right there. That's the idea. So what we got to do is work on solving this for y. So think of that like a formula. And you need to get rid of the 2x, and you need to get rid of the 2x and the 3. So we can subtract 2x from both sides. That'll give us negative 3y equals negative 2x minus 8. Then, and also see that minus, don't lose that, okay? Then after that, we can divide everywhere by negative 3. So we wind up with y equaling, and a negative divided by a negative is positive 2/3 x. Negative divided by a negative is positive 8/3. And once we rearrange it, see these two equations, they're the same line. If I were to graph them, they're the same line. But if it's in this form, this is y equals mx plus b form, then the slope is right there. So slope is 2/3, but that skill is actually coming from the formula section. Okay.